Hello, Facebook Live, and welcome back to another episode of MuscleKingz Lounge. This show is dedicated to Kyle Hitt, who is a member of the MuscleKingz family. His friendship and hard work will be missed. We have another bitchin' car today on set and some terrific guests who are eager to answer questions for you and talk shop. My name's M. Rivers. I'm your host for this live and interactive show devoted to you, the fans, bringing you inside look at some of the hottest American muscle cars out there. Don't forget, this show is created to get you involved, to have fan interaction through Facebook. So we want you guys sharing, commenting, DMing, pictures of your cars, pictures of your buddy cars, whatever questions you might have, and just really participating because we're here for you. We've got some great prizes to give out from our sponsors at K&N Filters and Hogue Knives and many more. Today, the muscle car is a symbol of American history, freedom to venture off the normal path and create something that no one imagined would have such a following and tradition down the road. The future was wide open for some hard-earned money. You could get there in something that had power, style, and attitude. We've already had a powerhouse of cars join us on our first two episodes of MuscleKingz Lounge. The somewhat controversial Vicious Stang with its killer looks and lipstick red interior. It has a 5.1 Illuminator motor with a Magnuson supercharger and twin precision turbochargers kicking out 1,000 horsepower. It's a masterpiece of its own. We also had Johan, who brought in his Charger all the way from Sweden, fresh off the SEMA floor in a Jay Leno garage show. This car shined like no other due to its custom paint we call Viking Red. And it had a Viper motor, V10, sang down the road. Plus, the American flag in the back added some class, I gotta say. On episode 2, we had the Camaro couple with the corn-fed Camaro and the rice-fed Camaro. And the lethal Camaro as well. And they had their cars here as a version of the modern-day muscle car. And they're fun to have on set, a great group of people supporting their community, putting their efforts together to create events for Camaro enthusiasts. For our viewers that have already joined us and have shared, check your Facebook Messenger because our crew is going to be reaching out. And we have a $100 K&N gift certificate for one lucky winner and a Hogue knife for another. Stick with us throughout the show. Share our live feed with your friends, family, and followers because we'll be giving prizes away throughout the show. You're going to want them. Thanks to the Red List group for already joining. I'm honored to be hosting a show about muscle cars, especially one created by the producers of MuscleKingz Car Show and Concert Series. Joining me today is Kenny Fitzer from 0 to 60 Designs with his Ford Mustang GTT Gran Turismo Tribute. We'll be digging into this car a little later on the show. There's a ton of details. You're going to want to get to know him and the car. Right now, we're going to go inside to my co-host, the squirrel hunter himself. He'll turn Go Piss into gasoline, Mr. Redneck. And unfortunately, Sarah Price is not here today. She's at the PRI show getting us some behind the scenes. So we have a special guest. She's a Navy vet, loves to race and shoot. Her name is Jackie. We call her Bro Jack. Joining us inside the lounge right now.
Hey y'all, welcome back to episode 3 of MuscleKingz Lounge. We're happy to have you back, and we've got a good event tonight. Our host here.
Don't forget to share. We are doing giveaways for those who participate and interact with us on Facebook Live. And send us your questions.
She's a little giggly.
Redneck's pretty funny.
Funny looking. Hey! Facebook Live. Thank you, my co-hosts, my two lovely co-hosts, Redneck and Jackie. And shout out to Sarah Price for not being here today. She's at the PRI show, as I said in the monologue earlier. But, you know, we love having you. Thanks for being here. And 3 deployments to the U.S. Navy, ladies and gentlemen. That's a vet right there. Big shout out. Thank you so much for your service. I'm sitting here with my first guest, Mr. Shawn Gibson from Gibson Performance Exhaust. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Lounge. Yeah, what do you think, man? Like our set or what?
It's pretty nice. I like it. I definitely wasn't expecting this, but I mean, it's comfortable, nice cars, nice layout, good people.
The beer's cold.
Definitely cold, yeah.
And Redneck talks your ear off. You get away from him, you're good to go, right?
Redneck's a pretty good guy, yeah.
Well,
I'm liking Redneck.
Great having you here, man.
Thank you.
Give us a little backstory on Gibson exhaust. It's pretty rad because you're second generation, and tell us a little bit about your dad and how it all started.
Well, I mean, we're a family-owned and operated business. We've always been enthusiasts of the automotive industry. I mean, we've been fans of all the iconic brands that are out there right now. And to almost think of ourselves as one of those iconic brands, it's almost overwhelming at times when you're at SEMA and you're surrounded by everybody there. It's pretty amazing. But it started out as a muffler shop. I mean, he bought a muffler shop as more of a place to work on our toys. I mean, we've always gone to the deserts, the dirt bikes, the sand cars, the boats, and having a muffler shop, people started coming to him obviously because they wanted mufflers installed and different things, and so he kind of got his feet wet in the game. But where it really started was with motorhomes. And back in the day, you had these 440s and the 454s and 460s in these motorhomes. There was so much
big blocks,
huge,
ton of weight.
And there was so much room for power, but the options were limited for what you could do on the exhaust side. They're
pretty primitive.
I mean, you put glass packs on there and it'd be super loud, and so nobody wanted a loud motorhome tone their boat.
Sure.
And so he developed a muffler, introduced a muffler, created a whole performance package of some old school brands like Jacobs Wires, Thorley headers, K&N air filters, and put together a system. I remember being a kid out there just running around making a mess, making paper airplanes, and there'd be motorhomes lined up wanting to get these kits put on. And
I love that. That's killer, man.
So one thing led to another where he built a kit, sold it, and got new dealers, and the truck market started going, and we were the first to develop a bolt-on cat pack for trucks. And now here we are. We build stuff for all the stuff we have fun with.
Yeah, American made.
100%.
Family-owned business.
Yeah, I mean, we're the only ones that stamp our name into our product.
That's killer. Right now we're going to throw to a clip. Before we do a giveaway, we're going to throw to a clip of you. I think this might be you doing donuts.
Yeah.
Showing off some exhaust. And
that was my son, one of those two.
Oh, it could be that too. We go to that clip? Are we ready to do that?
When power, sound, and American craftsmanship collide, it's Gibson Performance.
Welcome back. For all you lucky fans that have been watching and are already dialed in, we've got a Gibson merch pack, some of your stuff, that we're going to send out to a lucky winner. It's Dennis Jones. What up, Dennis? Congrats, bro. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
We're going to do another, you got some stuff like that to get the camo going. We're going to do some more Gibson giveaways, one more merch giveaway a little later on in the show. We got anybody online? Anybody shouting out besides all your fans, Rednecks? We got anybody that wants to know about these exhausts or high-performance stuff? Let me know, okay? Chime in. But right now, let's talk about the future of Gibson, what you got coming up. Obviously you've got the trucks is a big thing because you kind of started out in that direction. You've got some stuff for some of the muscle, some Mustangs, Chargers, stuff like that.
Like that little clip you guys saw was a pretty good representation of what our brand is. I mean, we're hardcore enthusiasts for all the products that we build and all the vehicles that we build it for. I mean, through the Hot Rod Power Tour, going to the, the off-road, like off-road nights and all the different types of events, such as we build stuff for the side-by-sides because we play with side-by-sides. We want to make it, sound cool, look cool, give it good power. But trucks is where is our bread and butter. That's where we came from, and I mean that's what gets all of our toys to all of our destinations. So we manufacture performance headers and exhausts for all trucks, cars.
I love the headers.
SUVs.
Originally they were just for racers, and they were just give us the most power, the widest, And it is now. It's oh no, there's some performance. We want it to work on the street. We want to get high mileage. We don't want to burn up the valves.
Exactly. When we started,
you're big into that, into engineering and fabricating and all that.
Yeah, and we spent a lot of time in designing our stuff for the daily driver. The person who's towing his race car to the track.
Right.
The person who's taking his boat with his family to the river. Not so much for the race cars. Headers were thrived from race cars, and they were badass, but they're only designed to go a quarter mile. They weren't designed to go 100,000 miles. So that's where we spend a lot of time designing our parts to make sure that they're going to last. Make sure you put it on, you can trust it. Yeah, I mean, it's there to last forever, and we can only do that by building them in-house in America, and then we put a lifetime warranty on everything that we do.
Now, we got Mike Rabner here asking you guys make headers.
Yeah. We have over, probably 2,000 vehicle applications. They're all 50-state smog legal, a direct bolt-on system. It's bolt-on where you can do it in your garage, in your house if you chose to.
We've got a lot of racers, young guys coming up. Is there any potential sponsorships, or how can someone reach out to you? Is that something you guys are interested, or already have things going on?
Yeah. We have a lot of different programs you can do. It depends on what our marketing plan is going to be for that year and what categories we're trying to get into.
Right.
But we're always looking for new opportunities and new people to work with.
Sure.
Every enthusiast out there, is someone we want to work with. We can't work with everyone, but if you have a portfolio and a vehicle and you feel it's worthwhile for the Gibson brand to be on it, and you want to go sing our Gibson anthem, go on our website. There's some forms you can fill out, hit it up to us, and we'll see what we can put together. We're always willing to at least give someone an opportunity to look into it.
That's killer. SEMA, you guys always have a booth there, right?
Yeah, we're always there.
Any builds coming up?
We've got a few builds. Like my own personal build, it's probably not more MuscleKingz related, as I want to build more of a pre-runner-esque, Chevy Silverado. It's kind of on the back. I haven't quite pulled the trigger on it yet, but I got my ideas going. I still want to build, an older. One of my things I've always wanted to build, just because I always thought it was pretty gangster and badass, was just an old, like 66 Lincoln Continental.
There you go.
Slam. It's just a cruiser.
That's kind of like a motorhome.
It's about the size of a motorhome, right?
You need oars with that. That's what my dad would have said.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great, man. I have a old Lincoln Zephyr, so I'm a big Lincoln fan. Listen, I want to thank you again for coming. Stick around if you want.
We got a few
Oh,
more
well, then let's hit them with
Let's go
questions.
for
That's
it.
what we're here
We don't
for.
want
It's
to
a live
interrupt
show.
you,
Speak up.
So Dominic Leung wants to know, what other materials do you use that set yourself apart?
So we use 3 different types of materials. We have a mild steel, which is an aluminized coating. So that would be like for someone here, like on the West Coast, Southern California, Arizona, where there's not much salt and salt on the roads, and rust is a huge factor. We have a 400 series stainless steel. It's 16 gauge. It's a real thick, heavy duty stainless, and it's good for all around driving. It's backed by a lifetime warranty against rust and corrosion. So if that thing were to fail, we got your back. We also use 304 in certain components of our system where we feel it's necessary, such as the exhaust tips. We want 304 to be there because it holds up well.
Right.
Its appearance is good, and it's good against rust. At certain times, it's not as durable for other portions of the exhaust.
Sure.
But
I love that because you're thinking about the drivers. You think about the daily drivers. I'm originally from Canada, so rust is a big player.
It's definitely not going
In
away.
California, not so much unless you're right
Yeah.
by the beach. But
Brad Hart said, do you have a good system for my 2016 Duramax 2500 HD?
So on the 16 Duramax, the diesels, with the DPF filter on it, I can't sit here and lie and tell you we get a whole bunch of power out of it. And being in California, they really kind of have us pretty much strapped to a tree with what we can do to the systems.
No, that would hurt the tree.
Exactly. It's pretty much a DPF only back system. So, my team and myself, we spent a lot of time trying to make it look awesome, because just between you and the people watching, it's mainly for looks. You're not going to get a whole bunch of sound out of it. You're not going to get a whole bunch of power. I can cheat on the dyno or something to show we got a couple horse, but really it's for looks. So it's a full 4-inch system with a 6-inch tip. We also have one too where you can put a 8-inch Metal Militia branded tip on there too, if that's your thing also.
Yeah, a little custom branding. Honesty and integrity with this guy. Get out of here.
To say that, man.
Come
You
on.
sell bullshit, but the truth sells itself.
Let's do another giveaway. We're gonna do a $100 K&N gift card for our lucky winner. It's Brenda Garcia out of Los Angeles, California. What's up, Brenda?
Go, Brenda!
Yeah, thanks again, man. Any information you wanna pick your brain? They can send you an email.
Yeah, they can go on our Facebook, hit us up, go to our website, send us emails, and we've got a good, solid team who's been well trained and be able to answer all your questions. And everybody that works with us are enthusiasts. I mean, the hardest part is get people to work on the weekends because they're always wanting to go out and go play. So I mean, we're all enthusiasts, and I mean, no matter what you put our system on, we can hook you guys up with.
Thanks, Shawn. Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
stick around. We're gonna hit some questions after if we can. We gotta keep it moving. Redneck, I appreciate you. We can also answer some of those questions online. So I don't mean to shut us down or any of our fans, but we got a bunch of guests today. Right now, we're gonna shoot to a clip from Autotopia. It'll be Sean Davis coming on the show from Autotopia LA. He's got a new YouTube channel come out we want to talk about. It's Premier Automobile Storage and Concierge Facility out of Los Angeles. Here's a clip of Autotopia.
Hey guys, my name's Shawn and this is Autotopia LA.
Hey, we're back.
Yes,
What's
man.
up? We're back, man. I can't believe it. That's unbelievable. It's blowing my mind. I'm sitting here with my homie, Shawn.
What's up,
Good
dude?
to see you, man.
You too, brother.
I had the pleasure going to your facility. You brought me out. We were hanging out with Chris Marichal with the Vicious Stang, which is it sleeps there at night. So it's one of your babies at your awesome facility. I really dug it. Some of the cars there, a lot of celebrity cars.
Oh.
What an interesting business. Give us a little bit of your background, how you got started. Tell us a little bit about it, and then we'll get into some more.
Yeah, man. Well, I got out of the business you've been in for way too long.
I know. You're so lucky.
You know, I was a touring musician for 25 years and recording and stuff, and honestly, had no idea what I was going to do. I just knew I couldn't do another day on the road, and I landed working for my brother and a couple of his buddies that are collectors. And then it turned into about a year ago, we decided let's turn our really cool building into a full-service storage and concierge facility. And it's great for me, dude, because I love being around cars, but I don't wrench on cars. I don't build. I don't design. I can talk a lot about them, but the truth is I don't know shit about cars compared to my pals, honestly. And the great way that I get to be around the best cars in the world is having the business I have.
Yeah. Well, you're in the right town.
Yeah, right.
A lot of movie cars, stuff like that. A lot of really great designers.
Sure.
Cutting edge, SoCal. It all came from here. The early speed shop started here.
Totally agree, dude.
So we've got the history, and I loved your facility. What's next for you guys? Where do you see yourselves? And is it just more of the same because of the constant turnaround? And maybe that's part of the excitement and cool factor for you.
It is. It's fun, because so there's the storage side of the business where, we store people's cars, and it's anything from numbers matching all original cars to resto mods, pro touring, Porsche.
Yeah.
And so, continue to grow that business. But what I've come to realize, it's why we decided to do this YouTube channel, is my building gives me access to worlds. It gives me access to every collector that has vehicles in my shop. Each one of those guys have their worlds.
Right.
And so it's allowing me to create
the network is pretty unbelievable.
It's astounding. I mean, the people that, I laugh at some of the people that have become my good pals over the last few years, like Ring Brothers are good buddies of mine, or Steve Strope, and on it goes with some of the, some really noted collectors.
Yeah.
You said we have celebrities, we do, and I keep it really quiet.
Right.
But,
I know I wanted to mention a few, just drop a few names out there, just have someone come behind me and sweep them up. But
but I'd have a line. I would have a line of people waiting outside my door.
No, and that's part of the reason why those types of people and collectors and high-end collectors want to be involved with you, and as even an in-between port. Because you do have high security, you do take care of I saw you with the vehicles and how you take care of them, and you're super thoughtful.
Yeah.
And it's not like sending a package on UPS.
No, right, for sure.
And it comes back in 50 million pieces.
All right, we got a prize we're going to give out real quick. MuscleKingz merch pack to Brandon Borrell from Rancho Cucamonga, California.
All right.
Did I just diss UPS? Shout out UPS. So, you know, I mean, we use you a lot.
Let's throw United Airlines in there too, right? Don't they destroy guitars?
I had to tell you, man. I had a guitar damage.
We got Daniel Guzman wants to know what motivated you to do all this.
You know what motivated me was it was. I mean, I got to admit, it was a little Forrest Gumpish in the sense of I had no idea what I was doing. I only knew I wanted to be around cars. I'm passionate about them, and it was pure luck, you know. And then there's been a lot of hard work that turned it from working for somebody to now having my own business and watching it thrive and grow. And man, you're a business owner, and I never had so much respect for small businesses until I decided to start one, you know, and you realize there's a lot of sleepless nights, you know, there's a lot of days where you're hungry but you don't eat because you're a little scared that day. Yeah, right. I get it, dude. Yeah.
This YouTube channel, tell me about it. What's the main content, original content that you plan on? What's going to bring people there? Like, what's the focus?
Yeah, well, you know, it's funny, dude. I see a lot of car channels where I see guys walking around at events, you know, and that's really cool. I'm not anti that, but I don't see a lot of driving of cars on car shows.
Yeah.
So we do a ton of driving. I mean, we do track days. We do early morning canyon runs where we probably don't break many laws at all. We show it's really the lifestyle of the car enthusiast, you know, and because of the access I have to vehicles, I get to, you know, take a GT3 RS out in the canyon, and then I get to take Vicious Mustang out in the canyon.
I mean, the trailer queens are no longer around. Everybody's wanting to go drive their cars, get out there and build them with the good brakes, the good motors, and they want to go drive them to the shows, not trailer them anymore.
Yeah, man.
Well, you're seeing definitely a new trend of just newer stuff, and the old stuff's getting older and older, and it's becoming more expensive to run them. Braking, you know, this stuff's now 60 years old.
Yeah,
it's like,
well, and it's not as you know. I'm not dude. I've had so much time around numbers matching cars where you go, bitchin', it's a 62 356. It's a 90+ point car, awesome, and you get in and drive it, and you go, okay. I mean, like, and I'm going to get bashed on for that, but it's like what I love is like take that and then do what Rod Emery does and build a Porsche that you can drive the piss out of. It's still a 356. It looks close to an original car, but now you can go throw it around.
Fun,
you know?
Functional
absolutely,
fashion.
man. Absolutely.
That's the way I like it.
Yeah.
We have a question from Randall Smothers. He wants to know if you pick and choose what cars actually get stored at your place.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but I always pick the people that put cars there. I have a no douchebag policy.
Dude, I love it. I got that in my shop too.
That's good, man.
Kick rocks.
I honestly do.
I got a 2006 Hummer H2. You got room for that one?
Yeah, I charge double for those.
That's a high douchebag.
Although I did just have an H1 in my shop for a minute. Yeah.
There's this sweet Wagoneer there that I really love. It's in my Instagram, so it's already out that there's one there. But it's perfect.
We've heard some rumors that you may have Paul Walker's cars.
True.
Maybe, I don't know. I have all kinds of cars. I have all kinds of people that keep cars.
The myth stays the way it is.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
You can take him to a party, boys. He's not.
I just, you know what? I honestly, I do have people's cars in my shop that people would recognize their names, and then, you know, and then I'd probably be out of business because the level of discretion we keep, like you can't find my place. You know, I don't exist, and I'm always leery about giving out my address to somebody that's coming over to take a look for the first time, you know, but it's important to me, and my clients really love that. And I have some clients that aren't even owners, they're builders that, you know, cars come in and sit in my shop like right before they're getting revealed at SEMA, or I had cars that are big deal cars that went out at LA Auto Show that, God forbid if somebody saw those in my place, you know, I mean, it'd be horrible. You know,
like you said, the douchebags will show up and try to break.
Yeah, dude, I just
keep it off the map, and
we don't exist. We have our private little family.
Good security.
It's an awesome. It's a really cool service, man. And you know what? When people in the industry, they put, you know, it's generational, and they put their heart and soul into some of these cars. Some of these builds are 10-year builds, and like, you know, we're building my dad's first car he bought when he was 18. It's a '56 Chev, and we're doing a 324 rocket holes in it. And we're in year 10, man, because we're humble, blue-collar people. We're not throwing money at it. We're doing everything ourselves.
Yeah.
So you get cars like that in there, too.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate it.
Yeah,
and we really appreciate having you on the show.
Dude,
Dude,
fun to be here, man.
Totally, man.
Definitely.
We'll have to jam sometime, man.
I know, one of these times, huh?
That's definitely next.
Except for I don't have any calluses anymore. I'll play for 30 seconds
fine,
and I'll cry
fine.
like
I got no
We'll
rhythm,
carry
no
it, man.
voice. I'm in. We'll just make it a whole fun event.
Yeah, you do have knuckles on the piano.
He's like,
One
Yeah,
note.
there you go.
We're putting
me
the
a
band back
bucket of beer.
together. We're going to throw to a clip. I'm so excited to have this car here. It's in the shop with us right now. It's in the lounge with us. It's the 0 to 60 designs. It's the Mustang GTT. That's the Gran Turismo tribute, built by Kenny Fitzer. And Kenny will join us after this clip. Check it out. We're back, MuscleKingz Lounge. We got Kenny Fitzer on the show. Welcome to the show, Kenny. From 0 to 60 Designs, you just started this company. Thank you for coming, man. Of course. You started this company in January. You have an extensive background in the car industry and in design. You've worked with metal crafters, West Coast Customs, Chip Foose, and what's really interesting, where you got your smarts in, probably is from your dad. He was a rocket scientist from NASA.
He is.
I used to say to my dad, "Your son's not a rocket scientist." And your dad is a rocket scientist, so that's pretty awesome, man. Tell us a little bit about your history and how you got started. And you've got an extensive career, so we really appreciate having you here.
No, definitely appreciate you guys having us. I started out with obviously my dad building cars in my garage forever, just wrenching on Volkswagens. My dad had a '64 Volkswagen, drove from Minnesota here, and really we have obviously 6 kids in our family. My dad had a '64 Volkswagen, and my daughter wanted the first car, which obviously we had to restore the '64 Volkswagen.
Right, of course.
Rusted out, so my dad built that, and I was only probably 10 or 11, 12.
Right.
Just to kind of help him build that first car, and then went on momentum. Built that, went 65 Volkswagen or a 67 Squareback. I built a bus and just kept going. And I went to college, and I was a dropout. I was like, I don't want to do this, Dad. I want to do something different. He's like, do what you want to do. I opened up a company. I was 18. Did that, and I went from there to metal crafters. Basically, didn't know really much, but I was knew everything my dad. There wasn't no education.
Yeah.
And kind of with that company, worked there for 17 years, basically running the whole entire company, building every prototype car for every OEM manufacturer, Mercedes, Nissan, Chrysler, and really growing, being the chief fabricator, really understanding technology, where we're going to go today. Everything was technology based. We scan a vehicle, we develop it, we machine it, we buy nothing. You make the wheels, you make the tires, you make the headlights, make the taillights. Yeah. And really through that, once I quit there, went to West Coast Customs, great opportunity to kind of build an image, did TV work there.
Right.
And really just keep growing my brand, what I wanted to do. And finally, I quit there, went to Chip Foose, built the Riddler Contender for them.
Yeah, I love it.
And really had an extensive background on building. But I really didn't want to just build hot rods. I wanted to build technology. I wanted to drive the future.
Right.
I wanted to take these kids that aren't building our society today.
Sure.
And what are we going to do? How are we going to get these kids involved in what we do?
Yeah, the millennials,
these guys are on
we
their
like
phone.
to call them.
Yeah, they're on their phone 24/7. Why can't they draw on their phone and start building cars the way I build? That's just reality. I want to bring that generation to
I think
what
it's
we do.
rad. We talked about it off camera, how cool that would be for 0 to 60. I designed this thing on my iPhone, switch it, I send it to Kenny, and he builds the car. This car is an incredible piece. Well, let's dive into the car for a second. We were going to start with the motor. They're going to show us some clips. So, you start out with a stock 5 liters, a 302, but you've got the Pro Charger on it. And that's good for 300 plus horsepower, right?
Right.
That's wild, man.
What's the total horsepower?
They're about 70-40 at the wheels. So about 800 horse at the motor.
Is it doing
But
sweet
it's
burnouts?
incredible horsepower. You got the obviously exhaust, you got tuner, you got and we get some upgrade in the motor to get there. But that 5.0 can handle almost 800 horse.
Yeah.
I mean, they're incredible motors.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best platform to use for a car that you want to have speed. I mean, obviously, you have a Mustang, so he understands the same thing.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
It's a great platform. So why not use an existing platform to do what we do?
Yeah.
Where'd you get the idea for the design? Daniel Guzman wants to know.
My whole thing was we can't afford a GT40, the concept car. So I wanted to take basically a tribute to what the GT40 and Mustang collaboration would be. So we took the lines of the GT40 and really overlaid that on a Mustang and kept the roof line of the Mustang and the headlights, but I wanted to give it the feel of the GT40 feel, being a cost-effective piece of art. We started the company 6 weeks before SEMA, and I wanted to build something that was going to blow people's mind, and that's what we did.
Yeah, I mean,
It looks good.
It's gorgeous. So we're talking about you've engineered and designed the molds. These are carbon fiber. The whole car is basically carbon fiber, new panels. It's the only thing original is the roof, you're saying.
Correct, the roof and glass.
And the roof and the glass. Wow. So these designs are all you. Some of the smaller parts you've 3D printed.
Correct.
So, I mean, take us through a little bit. The hood is two-piece.
So the way to build these cars, you really got to scan the vehicle, which is called 3D scanning. It's kind of take an imaging of the vehicle, and an A and B surface, which is outside of the car, and also every door jamb and also the frame.
Right.
To understand where that is in computer. So when you build something, you can go back to a factory EOP position, which is the factory point. So every part that's on this car bolts to the factory structure.
Right.
We don't modify anything. We bolt on. It has a collision still there. It has everything. So
Sure.
we create in data, which is CATIA 5, which we use. It's all CATIA works. So we basically create A and B surface, and then we machine a negative tool, which is a surface tool.
Right.
Machine it out of we use a 10-pound foam. So we use that, and then once we machine the tools, we surface it, highlight it, and then also we lay out carbon fiber parts out of it, pull it out, and ready to go.
It's a ton of work. It's an incredible process.
It seems like a lot of work.
I mean, and it is a lot of work. I mean, you're going to have to try to convince me and tell me it's not, but you obviously have a great team, and this car itself is so striking. I really, the video's pretty excellent rendition of what it is, but when you see it in person, it feels wider. The proportions feel stronger. It feels super tight. All the jams and the gaps are better than stock. It's really eloquent, and I think you've done a fantastic job, man. Congratulations.
To build something, you have to be flawless. It's got to be a piece of art. It's basically a timeless piece of art for me. It's something I want to be. On a 10 years line, it's still going to be a timeless piece of art.
Right.
Building stuff is really hard. You know how it is. People want to knock you on design. Everybody has something negative to say.
They got something to say about it, yeah.
We've had nothing but...
Chad Yao wants to know how long did it take to build?
6 weeks from no rendering to reality.
Seriously?
We had opened a company. We had opened a company 6 weeks before SEMA, and I wanted to make a statement. And so we were like, what are we going to do? So a buddy of mine bought a Mustang. We're like, all right, I'm not a big Mustang fan, but I wanted to create this an iconic piece.
Yeah.
Mustang from the 64 all the way through has been an inspiration to every single person, everybody out there. So we built something that would basically be a timeless piece for the future. What would Mustang do next?
Yeah, it does. It looks like a 2019 or 2020.
We get that all day long. Hey, is that
really
2019?
Because the sharp
you wouldn't
lines
tell
in
it wasn't
it.
factory the way you guys did it. It looks legit.
I like how the trunk hits up. You don't need a wing or anything. You've given it the natural curves
it's just
and lines.
clean, elegant lines.
Yeah, and it looks super
designing
functional as well.
Yeah.
So, fantastic job. What's
We got a giveaway right now. We got a Hogue knife, all American made, all made in USA, lifetime warranty, lifetime sharpie, given away to Chad Yoel of Nevada. Congratulations.
You got one of those knives?
I do.
We do have a question for Redneck.
You got a question for Redneck?
Oh, yeah.
I got one.
Do we want the answer?
The X5.
I don't know if we want the answer.
Serious question for you, Redneck.
Yes.
On a scale from 1 to ZZ Top, how many pairs of cheap sunglasses do you own?
I only wear my cheap sunglasses at night.
Oh!
The rest of it's okay.
Actually, that was you kind of at night is Carrie Hart though. I wear my sunglasses at night. You kind of blew that one, man. You made it. You made it.
No, you missed the song. I wear my sunglasses at night. So, see, we were in the 80s. You were in earlier.
That's Corey Hart. I
know
who
you
it
said
is.
Carrie Hart.
I didn't mean Carrie Hart.
Corey Hart.
He's backflipper. I said Carrie, then I corrected myself.
See, yeah.
Let's. Is Corey Hart on the show next week? Should be. along with my shoe.
Phrasing
What's next? What's next for you? What's next for 0 to 60, man? Because I'm excited.
This is what's not next.
Right. So
You know, the whole reason we built the brand is really to basically take digital data and develop cars for the future. You know, I'm tired of the hot rod shows. Like, it's the same thing over and over and over.
Right.
But why aren't we building what we're thinking?
Yeah, the future. I get that, man. It's really about technology. And the same as we're trying to figure out the new model for music and stuff. You're kind of developing a new. This could be an amazing licensing thing. The factory could offer you, hey, we're going to build your car, but right now you guys are doing it for people. If they came to you with if I came to you with an idea, I want to build my car on this platform, you'd be like, no problem.
Easy. And this is not the only car. We have our Tesla out we built for SEMA. We built 6 cars in 8 weeks for SEMA, all machine digital data vehicles. And that's the driving feature. It's so easy to do. I know it seems complicated, but when you understand technology, I mean, obviously you scan vehicles now and you develop exhaust. Once you have that data, you can pretty much develop anything in data, spit it out. Like Kinko's now, they have 3D printing companies. You can 3D print something at Kinko's for school. Well, we're doing the same thing. I mean, we're taking all the digital data and we're basically 3D printing all our parts. I mean, everything is the same thing. If we could 3D print a fender, I would. But for structural strength, we use carbon fiber composite.
Copy that.
You know, but we're developing everything in data, which is where the future's going. Hot rod, same thing. We scan a 56 truck. Instead of taking the same parts you buy from every day from a store, I'm going to go build a custom 56 truck because I'm tired of seeing the same thing replayed 100,000 times.
Yeah.
There's
I really get the feeling that they save the best for last.
Oh, it's the future. It's definitely
I suck the most.
But we're taking the Gibson and everybody else.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Hey, we got to put these in your storage facility. We got to put a Gibson exhaust on it.
That's exactly. It'll be complete.
We got to put some of Redneck's rawhide chew that you make there.
No, I want beef jerky.
Beef jerky, yeah.
I've got the best meat you'll ever put in your mouth. 100% USDA beef. What are you guys?
He said it on camera.
It may not be legal, but he has it, right?
No, I don't have any with me, but I can borrow some. We got a fan highlight, the fan of the day, or the fan favorite. We got a Dylan 2015 Mustang S55 or a 550 from LA.
All right. There you go.
Send us your pictures. We will post your car if it's worthy. If it's not worthy, we'll post it anyways. I like ugly.
It's not necessarily true. You're the nicest redneck I ever met.
Post it on my side. I don't mind ugly things. I like the rusty and raw.
Rusty.
You can send him anything, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
He'll take it.
That's true.
You got to bring your redneck bikes.
I'm kind of scared, but I already got twisted
Jackie,
friends, so
anything coming up for you? You're racing in motocross? What are you doing right now? No? No big races coming up?
We've got a few things. I'm actually taking a driving school.
Oh, yeah?
In March, yes.
That's killer.
That's pretty cool.
Like traffic school?
Yes. Actually, the special bus.
16.
The short bus.
Hey, that's a sports car my mom told me. What the hell?
I might need a Gibson exhaust for the bus.
We're gonna get. I gotta want to get one of those
Put snozberries up so everybody has something to do. Window lickers.
We're gonna do our last giveaway of the night. It's the big one. It's a $500 K&N gift card.
Nice.
And I gotta tell you, all you guys who have been slouching, who haven't been sticking with us, you lost out big time. It's a $500 gift certificate. I'll take that any day. It goes to Cirque and Rich of Elkhart, Indiana.
Nice.
Cirque. Good job. I'm going to wrap up the show here on behalf of our guests, Shawn Gibson, Shawn Davis, Kenny Fitzer. Thank you for bringing your Mustang. Yeah. Do we have a name for the Mustang? We call it the GTT.
GTT.
All right. Thank you for bringing the I got him. Thank you, everyone in our studio audience tonight. I want to thank all our producers, all our camera guys who work so diligently during the day, my co-host, Redneck, and Jack, Brojack. At Brojack, redneckmotorsports.com. I'm your host, M. Rivers. You can find me on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes. It's M. Rivers Official. The name of my record is Champion. Some of the music you've heard in the clips is my music, it's my tunes. It's what I love to do as well as host this show. And that's been it, Facebook Live. Thank you for coming to MuscleKingz Lounge.
Awesome.
I get lost Windows closed, come